second fears, mankind is not likely to salvage civilization unless he can evolve a system of good and evil, which is independent of heaven and hell.
We are ready to discover the brilliant mind behind the dystopian classics Animal Farm and 1984, and the rich historical context that inspired them. Welcome to our journey through the life of one of the most influential writers of the 20th century, Arthur Blair, better known by his pen name, George Orwell. In the annals of literary history, few names resonate as strongly as George Orwell. He was born on June 25, 1903, in Motihari, British India. He spent his early childhood in India, where he learned to speak Hindi. When he was 1 year old, he moved to England with his mother and sister. He attended a boarding school in Sussex, where he developed a love for reading and writing. He later won a scholarship to Eton College, one of the most prestigious schools in England. He did not enjoy his time at Eton. He felt alienated and rebellious. Instead of university education, he joined the Indian Imperial Police in Burma in 1922. In this 5 years, he witnessed the oppression and injustice of British imperialism. His reflections on this period would later find expression in his works, notably Burmese Days.
Political language is designed to make lies sound truthful and murder respectable, and to give an appearance of solidity to pure wind.
Orwell's journey took an unexpected turn. In 1927, he returned to England, determined to become a writer. He adopted the pen name George Orwell. This was a name that would become synonymous with uncompromising honesty and a commitment to social and political critique. Fueled by a desire for artistic expression, Orwell decided to embrace the bohemian life in Paris. This period of his life laid the groundwork for his commitment to socialism, as he witnessed firsthand the struggles of the working class. Orwell's first published work was an essay titled A Hanging, which described his experience of witnessing the execution of a prisoner in Burma. He followed this with his first book, Down and Out, in Paris and London, which was a semi-autobiographical account of his poverty and hardship in Europe. He also wrote several other essays and novels, such as Burmese Days, A Clergyman's Daughter, and Keep the Aspidistra Flying, which reflected his social and political views. He was a democratic socialist who opposed fascism, Stalinism, and imperialism. He supported the working class and the oppressed, and criticized the hypocrisy and corruption of the ruling class and the intelligentsia. The Spanish Civil War in the 1930s, he volunteered to fight for the Republican forces against fascism. With the outbreak of World War II, Orwell actively contributed to the war effort. His anti-fascist stance and commitment to democratic socialism found expression in his journalistic endeavors, shaping public opinion through his writings.
The atom bombs are piling up in the factories. The police are prowling through the cities. The lies are streaming from the loudspeakers, but the earth is still going around the sun.
After the war, he retreated to a farmhouse in Scotland. He penned his masterpieces, Animal Farm and 1984 in there. Both allegorical and dystopian novels that expose the dangers of totalitarianism and propaganda. Using animals as characters, Animal Farm satirized the Russian Revolution and the Stalinist regime. As in many fairy tales, the work with good and evil characters started as a utopia, but ended as a dystopia. 1984 was a vision of a future society where a tyrannical party controls every aspect of life, using surveillance, manipulation, and torture. The book describes the events experienced by a society called Oceania. The main idea of 1984 is that no matter what the situation and conditions are, no matter what regimes people are ruled by, thoughts cannot be suppressed, and everyone can question and think whatever they want. Novel had a huge impact and introduced many new words into the language, such as Big Brother, Thought Police, Newspeak, and Doublethink.
Doublethink means power of holding two contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them.
He died in 1950 at the age of 46 in London after a long battle with tuberculosis. Orwell's work remains influential in popular and in political culture. The adjective Orwellian, describing totalitarian and authoritarian social practices. He is widely regarded as one of the greatest writers of the English language and a champion of freedom, justice, and human dignity. George Orwell wrote because he wanted to change the world. He wanted to know, would the future really be like when it came? He has inspired many writers, artists, activists, and movements. His works have become synonymous with the critique of totalitarianism and the defense of democracy. Today, the world is anxiously watching the possibility of Orwellian dysponias coming true. So that's the story of George Orwell, a man who used his words to fight for a better world. We hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe Durafu for more videos about literature and culture.
Woman is the only creature that consumes without producing. He does not give milk. He does not lay eggs. He is too weak to pull the plow. He cannot run fast enough to catch rabbits. Yet he is Lord of all the animals.